Hey, I'm Andy, and welcome to Rock, Roll, and Red Plaid.
All right, we are back at it on the Rock, Roll, and Red Plaid podcast with half of the fellas, oh, no pun intended.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Good one.
Toby Rand
Did you?
and Mike K. Gentlemen, how are we today?
Awesome. How you doing?
We're great. We're great.
Good.
It's nice to see Mike. He's in Toronto and I'm in Las Vegas at the moment.
There
So
you go.
yeah,
And I'm still here in Boston. There you go.
nice, buddy.
Well, coming out, is it October 24th, the new record? Um,
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it straight off the bat here. What are we looking at?
So the digital version is coming out October 24th.
Hmm.
That'll be on all streaming platforms globally. And then shortly after that, and I think we're taking pre-saves now or close to now, around then, for the physical version, which will probably be hitting stores November.
Okay.
So there'll be a vinyl EP as well. And then a full length sometime in the new year.
Yeah. And it's 5 tracks, right? So we've got 5 tracks. We've released Killswitch and Face Out. So the out of these 5 tracks, only one of them is one that we've written this year. The rest were like material that we've had that we remixed that Mike got back in the studio. We cut a few more fresh vocals and laid down some new drum tracks. So we've had these songs for a minute, but now they just sound more current, I guess. Like the production that Mike's put on them has made them really fresh and exciting. Um, and then so we're gonna have these 5 songs, and we've got another 6 up our sleeves, and then we'll obviously keep on writing as well. So yeah,
Fantastic. I love it. And sometimes that does feel needed, like, have stuff in your back pocket and really work on it and almost like a mug of tea, it steeps and you get more flavor out of it and it seems like it helps the songwriting with not pushing it along, you
yeah.
know.
Well, the good thing about Mike is that working with Mike, I'm gonna blow your coattails a little bit, mate, before I give. Um, he's just really good at turning around ideas. You know what I mean? He's very quick in the studio. So like, and he's a multi instrumentalist as well. So it's very easy to kind of have a better track ready for me to sing on. Within 20-30 minutes, we can get an idea into a beautiful place, and then share it with the rest of the boys. Um, and that's kind of what I guess since COVID, that's how the songwriting has kind of been for a lot of bands, because everyone's a little bit more remote these days. We're not, particularly when we're living in other parts of the world. So having like Mike being able to like put together a nice bed, send it to me, I send ideas, and then recently I've been flying up to Toronto and doing some recording there as well. So it's pretty exciting actually. The music's really great, so we're
It
excited.
is. I mean, from what I've heard already, I if I was not working early Friday morning, I was very tempted to stay and wait till midnight when Face Out came out because when I heard some of it, I was already like, I need to wait and hear this like right when it comes out. But don't tell my boss. But I was listening while I was on the Zoom link for the
Yeah, yeah.
morning meeting. I'm like, okay, I need to hear Face Out right now.
Right
Yeah, that
on.
was that was interesting. Like, because that was when was that, Mike? That was about 3 or 4 months ago when I flew up, and just literally slept on his studio couch for a few days,
Nice.
and we just kind of were talking about what our new approach for music was, and we just kind of shared, some of the bands that were being inspired by. Like, Mike is a huge fan of, like Mammoth's new production, like the record that Wolf's done.
Big time.
I still love the riff rock, like Muse, and diverting a little bit back to the old Tool vibes as well. So that, we kind of listened to that music, and we just came up with some, rocky that sounds melodic, and that's kind of what our formula kind of is, at the moment. I like to have Billy and Mike being able to shred, and then have nice melodic choruses and positive lyrics.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Billy in the band, we need to have a little bit of that throwback kind of the
Mm.
guitar wank stuff. It just makes it fun, and it's it's the stuff that I always want to do that never get to do on other gigs. So this is
Yeah.
like
I know.
we're gonna
I
do
watched. I
it
watched.
now. We get to do it, and there's the cool thing about the fellas. There's no rules. Like
Yeah.
when
Mm,
Toby and I sat down to write the bulk of the record, it was just like him and I in a room. Songs were written really quickly. A lot of stuff on acoustic first, and
mhm.
Yeah.
and they were about the song first, and then we kind of just produced them up as we went along, and we
Yeah.
didn't put rules on it like a lot of other projects. It's like we you fit into parameters, or it has to be into this box, or we're
Yeah.
going for this. It's just like we want to be a rock band, but we wanted to have poppy hooks and melodic,
Yeah.
cool soaring melodies, but we want to wank too. So I
Yeah.
think it's really great for all of us because there's those moments of all of our influences kind of melded into one pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
it's actually it's sorry, man, I was just going to say it's
Mhm.
inspiring when watching Mike and Billy when they do their shredding, like they look like little kids, you know. It's pretty, and I get to like go and it's like I can imagine during the live shows, I'll be able to go to the bar and have a beer, and they'll still be like wanking on stage, and I'll be like, this is fine. I can take a break, it's
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, I mean, I love that because it's got the hookiness of, and when you mentioned Mammoth, as soon as you said that, I'm like, yep, totally can see that. The production wise, even the hookiness and of that, and then the punchiness too of the production too. Is like I was listening to I really wanna the new Mammoth song. I'm like, "Man, that thing is punchy,
Cool,
dude.
right? I
The
really
video's
like it.
funny as heck too. So this is the little jab he did there, but still.
Yeah.
Going to Mike for a second, and you can attest to this too, Toby. But and, I mean, I guess you were touching on this a little bit. I mean, we all know Billy's a fantastic, one of the greatest to tread the planet today. I mean, I even was telling Toby I had him on my record just recently this year. What is it as a guitarist to play off a bass player who's capable of stuff like that? Like, what does that do for the writing, the performing? I mean, I guess that's kind of where my question lies there, you know.
I mean, it's just cool. I mean, it's just cool, and he inspires you too because I grew up listening to bands like Mr. Big and
Yeah.
David Lee Roth and things like that. So, Steve Vai and Paul Gilbert were
Mm,
massive influences on me, and of course, Billy was a big part of that, and the dual
yeah.
guitar bass shred thing. So, I think it's cool. I mean, there's always those moments where I'm like, hey, this kind of pinch myself and go, my 13-year-old self would have been like, holy shit, you're playing with Billy
Yeah.
Sheehan. But then at the same time, it's like he's really inspiring, like to see him in person come up with parts like that and us kind of bounce things off each other. It's really fun.
Mm,
I don't know. It's just great. There's not, not much
It
more to
actually
say than that.
came. Remember that we just recorded at Grant Avenue Studios in Toronto, and we did a live recording of 4 of the tracks, and we finished the last track of the day was Face Out,
mm,
and I kind of we ran it a couple of times, and I said to the boys, I go, what about at the end? Why don't we just stagger a beat like halftime, and just you guys just fucking go for it. So for like two
mm.
minutes, they're all just shredding and just and so we captured it all. Um, and I think that actually that was probably one of the times where Billy just sat back and let Mike dominate it. You just went
Mhm.
in, and it was great. But being able to be part of a band like a shred band, I haven't really been part of like a progressive, band because it's kind of progressive modern rock, I guess. But it's really exciting and it's inspiring for me as well.
Absolutely. It's you guys really have an incredible synergy as a band. It's like I always tell people about band members being greater than the sum of their parts, where they all everything they put together. You guys are incredible on your own, but when you come together, you can't prepackage or plan that. Just because the 4 greatest guys in the world can get together and play, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a great band.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it's
That's
just
very true.
yeah,
And I think it just happened that way. It just worked out that it fell into this sound. It wasn't, we didn't try, and it
yeah,
just all the parts kind of were different enough but complementary to each other, and that's what I think makes it special to me anyway. I mean, a lot of projects aren't organic like that.
No.
kind of put it together, and it's a studio album, and then you learn it for live. This is kind of like, it is what it is. It just, we're not trying too hard. We're not, obviously we have influences and things and ideas that we want to throw into it, but it kind of like, they kind of just write themselves. It kind of falls into place. It's really quick. Writing with Toby is amazing because he's so creative and he's so great with melody and lyrics, and it just like pops out of him, and whatever's happening, whatever the chemistry is happening, it just works, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's very efficient. That's what I like about this band as well, because you can be in bands where, like, not as many members are as motivated as the other members, and you can have, like, someone dragging their feet. I feel like everyone's on top of the game and very, into it. And yeah, efficiency is very, very key because, as we know, we got to keep the motor running. Otherwise, the algorithm will get lost online or something. So we have to play that game a little bit now. But what I'm noticing, because I work in Vegas, I'm noticing a rock and roll resurgence pretty heavily right now, and all the numbers are saying that it's starting to really move a lot quicker than country now, and rock is really, it's a great time to be writing rock and roll music. So and vinyl's like very exciting. I can't wait to have a press record at the end of the year, or it's going to be awesome. So yeah.
Can't wait to get my hands on one of those. I'm gonna get one of those for sure.
I'll have to check you out, man.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Who do you like? I mean, you were mentioning Mammoth, but who are some bands like really in the current, in late 2025 now, who you're really digging? This is talking about, rock being back on the rise and being more here than some people may realize. Like, who are some bands that you're really digging now?
Well, I'll go for, like, I'll do a couple first. Sorry, mate. And yeah, I like these young bands like Turnstile, and I like Idols from Britain. And then I like these girl bands like Wet Leg and Wolf Alice. And then obviously when you say like the big rock stuff, I'm always a big fan of like anything that Miles Kennedy sings on. I got to tour with him back in the day, and he was one of the first reasons why I chose a better discipline on my vocal health, because he was just very, very, very disciplined.
He's like a monk.
He is, yeah. It's like he's like quiet for 3 hours, and then for 1 hour he just shreds the world.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there are a couple of the things that I listen to, but I always diverge back to the, like when Mike and I are getting inspired, there's always like a little Chris Cornell that sneaks in, or we always divert back to when we grew up as teenagers, and we get inspired by that. But
And like new bands too, like Youngblood, he's killing it right now. It's
Oh,
like he's the perfect juxtaposition of like pop and rock, and it's almost like a goth element. And I think that
yeah.
he's really great for bringing rock to the forefront too. Like now people are like, into Black Sabbath again and things like,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's so cool seeing that. Bands like Bring Me the Horizon, I really
mhm,
like.
mhm,
Architects, like I like some of that new metal stuff too.
Hmm.
yeah,
But, I will always catch myself listening to classic albums, and I grew up on funk and R&B, so that there's always,
mm,
a little bit of funkiness, and of course Van Halen always, like,
Uh,
yeah.
Paul Gilbert, like and everything across the board. So everything, every time I turn on the radio, I can't help but be inspired by some hook or
Don't you have
something.
Eddie? Don't you have Eddie's amp?
There's a
is there
You do. He's got one of
You
Eddie's
see it
amps.
back there? It's
Yeah.
on. There it is. Yeah,
which one? The head, the
that's
Marshall head?
yeah, the 68 plexi with the Eddie mod.
Ooh.
You
Well,
should have
now
seen him when you
was that
Put it,
one
put it.
was that one of his or just
I've been told that. But here's the thing, and now this podcast might tip him off. But so my tech, so I play with a Canadian artist named Edwin, who's from a
okay.
band called My Mother Earth, that's just quite a big Canadian band.
Hmm.
And our tech um, owned that, and it was given to him by someone special. And so after the gig, he's like, "I got Eddie's amp. I want you to come, and I'm going to bring it over to your studio, and just try it for a couple of days." I'm like, "Okay, well, I have a quad cortex, so I'm going to capture it, of course." I'm like, I'm going to capture it, and it's been here for like months. and I really don't want to pick it up.
Yeah, don't watch the podcast. Whoever it is.
It's
Yeah,
like
no. Yeah, this is gonna be just a clip now. I'm like, no.
there's an air tag in it that I hear the battery die. It's like bleep bleep bleep, and it's like just die already, and don't come back and get it. No, it's
No.
awesome, and I've put it out there so I don't get too attached to it. It's sort of like
Yeah,
in the
I
background.
feel that.
All my heads are in the control room, but
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Isn't that akin to how Slash allegedly the amp he recorded Appetite on was stolen? Well, he stole it, and like when they brought it back for a repair to the same shop, and he's like, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah, that's
Not the same, Mike. I grant you,
that's
but
Yeah,
you know what
amazing.
I mean. It's like
I
it's
haven't
like,
stolen it yet.
no,
No,
no, I know. I'm not. No, no, I'm just no. I don't mean that, but it's like,
That's awesome.
no,
oh,
but I keep saying to him, I'm like, man, if you're selling that, please, I want it.
yeah, no, I can't blame you. Is
But
it
he
on
can
the?
leave it here as long as he wants.
Is it on the new record, the new Fell record,
It
or
it is. It is.
okay?
Um, there's a lot of stuff on it. I've used like a
Nice,
72 or 70s JMP that I've had since I've been 16.
nice,
There's some boogies. I think I have a Mark 7 that's on some
nice,
stuff. A lot of JCM 800s that
nice,
without mods.
nice.
Mike has enough.
PH
Mike
stuff.
also has enough pedals to build walls, and you could build a house out of them. He has that many pedals.
It's like a Lego set, but with pedals. Pedals.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Um, Going back to you were getting for Toby here. We were getting your when you toured with Miles and learning about his voice regiment and everything. What do you do now personally to keep your voice on top range? Because I've heard what you are capable of now, and I'm like, dang, that's got to take some work.
Yeah, it did. Well, I mean, I talk about this pretty openly because I always want younger artists to know that vocal health is very important. I had surgery a number of years ago, and that was like no talking for 7 weeks. Sorry, um, it was like one of the most frustrating times of my life, and then shortly after that, that's when I went on the road with Slash and the Conspirators, which was Miles, and
Yeah.
so we did like some European stuff and then Australia, and I just watched his discipline, and I was getting into my early 30s, and I was like, the parties weren't that fun anymore because it's better to be able to sing than party, I think. So like all those kind of like habits of just drinking too much, and I started weaning off that, particularly around touring and gigging.
Yep.
And so now my regime is just a lot of vocal warm-ups. I have like secret syrups, like that I take, and vocal mist. It's not very rock and roll. It's not like shots of Jack and all that. It's and the one thing with
So what? It works, you know.
well, you know what, tequila maybe every now and again, but
Sammy Hagar.
yeah, exactly. When you're working on a record like this, because Mike's we have this song coming out called I think it's called Colorblind, which is heavily like an Audio Slave Cornell kind of
Ooh.
vocal, and Mike goes, we've got two keys. We've got the one that's the step down, the one's the step up, and part of me is going, well, the step down will be so much easier to sing live, won't it? But it just didn't sound as good. So Mike is really good at pushing my voice into a range where it's at that kind of crisp top end. And so it's just going to be a lot of work when we start touring it. Yeah. Looking forward
He
to
says
it.
that, but then you go see him. Like we did this live sessions both here at the studio. We did one day, and then we did it at Grand Avenue the day after, back to back. And he sang flawlessly, like flawlessly. And
Nice.
never, I don't think ever have I worked with anyone that's that consistent. And it's
That's good. Don't get used to it too much, mate. No.
The only I had someone on the podcast from the Conspirators, actually, Todd Kearns. I've had him on.
Yeah.
He's great. What he's doing with Took now is incredible too. Oh my goodness, I love what they do. I told him he's the only person I've ever met who could harmonize above Miles.
It's like
Oh my goodness.
his lead singer is like wild. He does the Axl Rose thing. It's like
Yeah.
manic. Yeah. It's great.
Incredible. I mean, it is quote unquote not rock and roll, but the result is it is, you know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like
Exactly.
everyone that I look up to has they look after themselves. Otherwise, you don't get to be a rock star. So you can't sing, you can't
Exactly.
get on that stage.
No, not exactly. Um, does this band feel different from any other previous projects you guys have done, like more exciting, nerve-wracking, etc., or is it just kind of par for the course, or is it, I don't know, like, because you guys have done so many different things in the past, you know.
I think every band feels different. I mean, it feels different. I mean, it's exciting. It's because it's like we're revisiting these songs after almost 10 years of initially writing them. And
Hmm.
finally, we're getting to get out there and do them. And it's something we've always wanted to do. So it's exciting. But it's also a baby band. All of us are used to touring with bigger projects that are, already out there.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a bit of starting from scratch again that's going on, but that's also
Mm.
exciting because we get to build something the way we want to build it.
Yeah.
Um, but there are definitely frustrations like trying to get a hold of Billy. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
Oh, oh.
um, no, there's frustrations with starting a new band because
Yeah.
you got to find an agent, you got to find management, you got to you
Yeah.
know do music videos and do all that stuff from scratch, and you're funding it without a label. So that that's different for some of us. A lot
Yeah.
of us have been in projects where they're label funded, and this is a self-funded primarily project. So
Yeah, right now we're investing in ourselves, yeah, and because we believe in the record, and for me, like this is definitely a different project. It's the one that I've had this music because Mike and I worked on this, a number of years ago, and it had to be put on the shelf for a minute. But I've had this music for so long. It's the one thing that I play to my peers, like when I travel around the world, and oh yeah, I wrote this music back in the day where they go, "What the f- is this?" Like so it's definitely very, very special and very different from what I think pretty different. Although I did grow up playing in kind of grungy rock bands from Australia, but this one I think is it has it's just a different level. It's a different level that I don't think I've been in a band at that level yet. Like this, so it's exciting.
Tell you what, Ricky Warwick from Black Star Riders once said, rather, I think famously, "Your gut never lies." And
Hmm.
to me, not just because I got a gut, but I think I see something special with this group. And it's not just because me being a show host either. I'm like, this is something cool. This is something, and I think it's gonna blow in a good way, like blow up, you know? Yeah, no, exactly. I hope so too. Because
And this is to the point, like when Mike said, "There's no rules." Like we also want to trust in the industry that there isn't no rules about, what age you are, where you come from when it comes to rock and roll. Because Billy's not a spring chicken. Me and Mike, we're not in our early 30s anymore. So it's a middle aged rock and roll band. And we don't want to be thrown into the we hope that we can still run around and do all the cool that we're not going to get. I just hope we get the. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Mike?
yeah,
Something.
yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
learned my lesson a few months ago trying to still jump on stage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so well, we won't let him jump because he his ankle, but no, but like I just think that the music should hopefully just speak for itself and the doors will open.
Yeah,
It sounds fresh to me. I hope that that's
yeah.
what the perspective is to with the audience.
I um I have a friend who I hang out with quite a bit, Joe, and I played Killswitch. I played Face Out, and there was another one floating around from a couple years ago.
Footprints,
No, dancing on
dancing
a
on the dancing
dancing
on the
on a
glass.
glass floor, and I played them all three back to back, and he was, and he's kind of one of those. He's not a spring chicken either, and he's kind of one of those I've heard and seen everything kind of thing. And he was so he didn't look up from the speakers. He's just glued to the speakers, and he's going, "I like this. This is really special." And for him at that point in his life to do that is like, okay, That's really cool. He's kind of just one of those I've seen everything kind of thing. So
Yeah,
nothing. He's kind of not jaded, but like he's like I've seen it all. But it's like ooh, 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 and he's getting
yeah,
excited
yeah,
about it. And he's like,
yeah,
okay, you know,
yeah. I like that. Well, but like, I mean, with music, it's very hard to reinvent the wheel because like it's like everything seems to be covered. So you just got to, I think, be original to yourself. So yeah, that's a great response.
yeah, yeah. And he was a huge Mr. Big fan back in the day too. And of course, when he found out I had Billy on the record. He's like, "Of course you did." He's just like busting my chops. He's like, "Okay, Andrew, you big Mr. Hotshot." And I'm like, "No, no, it's just I'm just as amazed as I got him too." You know?
And Ray Lucia.
Yeah, and Ray too. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
was great.
like sometimes they come as a package, which is
They
awesome.
do
So
one of the baddest rhythm section I've ever heard.
that's awesome.
Got to play with. But where do you see um this, or where do you want this band to go? Like, where do you see it going? Is it a full-time thing, or is it something you balance through other projects, or is this really going to be the all full steam ahead kind of thing?
I think we sat down after shooting our Killswitch video in Toronto, and we all went for sushi. We're sitting down like, so what do you guys want to do with this now? And Billy's like, I think we should give it a good 3 to 5 year window of like pushing this hard because we
Yeah.
feel like we can do really well. Obviously, all of us have other bands and other projects that will always pop up, but if we're creative with scheduling, we should be able to do, carve out time when it's an album cycle and be able to go out
Yeah.
and tour this for real and have
Yeah.
some longevity.
Exactly. And I think it's I think that we're going to put our best foot forward and we're going to navigate every opportunity. Mike and I, like I have all my other musical projects, which is kind of like allows me to have a house. And so I've got to make sure that everything's balanced so I don't, none of us are struggling. You know what I mean? Everything's got to be positive. We've got to feel financially stable and we've got to feel healthy. So I think, for this kind of band is that we're going to build it. We're going to build this fan base. We're going to have people like yourself just spreading the word, and the doors will start opening and then we'll just navigate it, with a smart attitude. And I'm just excited to hear it on the road. I want to hear it because we played it only live in the studio.
Mhm.
I'm excited to hear it with a thumping PA, and a support band watching us going, oh.
Well, I did think at one point it would be fun to open for you guys in a Boston show, but I'm like, I'm not so sure about it now.
No,
Better bring
yeah,
my
we
A
should do
game.
that.
What?
Let's do that. I mean, here's the truth is we're gonna have to pound the pavement a little bit and do
Yeah.
shows, small clubs. But I mean,
Yeah.
ideally, I'd like to see this playing arenas and stadiums and all of those things. And it would
Mm.
be great for us to get on a support act of a band like Mammoth or,
Yeah.
a big tour. So we're working on those and talking to agents and talking
There you
to
go.
people about shows. We're looking at doing some shows around the launch of the EP and then do some dates in the new year, definitely. So
Fantastic.
we're definitely going to start booking shows. There's offers coming in now. So
Nice, nice. Well, where can we find the fell on the interweb, intergrid, inter everywhere? Where are we at?
The film music, I believe, is the Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So just search.
THEFELL music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, man. We need to get this whole kind of like Instagram thing. It's like exhausting sometimes.
I know. You have to become like some kind of social media
I
guru,
know.
blah blah blah.
I just want to be on the stage.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know, me
where I
too,
feel the
man.
safest, really. But
Yeah, so if anyone's hearing this and they want to volunteer to do social media, we're all about it.
I've got a guy. Don't worry. I've got a
There
guy.
you go.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I'm trying to do my own.
It's Andy. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, this has been great. This has been the rock, roll, and red plaid. See, I just keep the shirt on for the same reason, so people don't forget. Keep it rock, keep it roll, keep it red plaid, and we will see y'all next time.
For more of my original content, visit my website, www.andyconley.com.